everyone, and welcome to our Facebook Live study. We are doing the book of Haggai, and today we are once again in chapter 2, but verses 10 to 19. And the message of God comes through the prophet Haggai about 3 months after they've started the rebuilding project. Now that they're building the temple and everything is going well, and God has equipped them and provided for them and empowered them to continue rebuilding. But now he comes with a word of caution through the prophet Haggai. And he tells them that they shouldn't see the work of their hands as buying their holiness or a right standing with God. So they shouldn't see that just because that they are rebuilding the temple, they can now continue their lives in sin apart from building the temple, because it's not just about building the temple, it's about a commitment and a loyalty of the heart. In your study this week, you'll study all those scriptures and the Old Testament references to the law. It might actually seem on first reading like quite a difficult passage in the book of Haggai. But when you start reading and studying it for yourselves, you'll see that it's not actually that difficult. And the gist of the message in those passages where he talks about the Old Testament laws of uncleanness and defilement, he's just basically saying that holiness is not contagious. You can't catch holiness, but sin is. And the people of Haggai knew this very well, because they stopped rebuilding the temple for 10 years because they negatively influenced one another. And they thought that it would be better to stop building the temple and turn towards their own lives and their own businesses and their own farms until the conditions became more favorable to rebuild the temple. It wasn't the building that was important to God. It was the fact that their hearts had turned away from Him, and that they no longer did what He called them to do. So they started at the altar, and now He's calling them back there to remember what He had done for them and what they committed, not to building the temple, but committing to love God with their whole heart, their entire being, and their entire lives. And the physical representation of that was the building project that they were busy with. So enjoy the study this week, and as you study it, you'll also have an opportunity to go back to the altar yourself and reassess if you are working in the kingdom of God and see your work for Him or your service to Him as your right standing with Him, or whether your heart is truly with Him and that what you do is because you love Him. Until next time, goodbye.